So, welcome to NXTGEN Season 11. Group A tours on Monday nights. That is someone in the wall. Don't know who that is in the blue car. That is Whitford 0. And someone else behind him, having a bit of a punch up over the wall. There is Edu. I do apologise for the sniffles and cough as we go. It's, yeah, a little bit ill, but we'll get through it all. As Edu really working the that Sierra cars down the hill here at Bathurst. So go down the Conrod here in this 15-minute qualifying session for the Group A's. Now, whilst we, and that's Edu going very off at the final chicane there. So we got a touch on the grass, and that's not what you're looking for. And there's Whitford going for a spin to the inside. So then after the last round at Hockenheim, round number 9, as I think Edu just disconnected. Yes, he did. So that's very unfortunate for him at the moment. He can rejoin. He'll get shock shaft there. So, after round number 9, NGR Omega 1984 still leads the championship. Sat on 154 points. NGR Scooby G is second with 129. Edu is sat in third with 112. NGR Ginge is sat in fourth on 108, so he'll be having to chase back Edu for that third place in the championship. Lead W07 is on 106 with Jack TM53 Synopsis in 6th with 100. So a very tight battle here for third place coming to the end of the season. Shockshaft is 7th on 95 points. NGR Fraser is 8th with 80. NGR Royston is 9th with 71. Slider Gas 28 is 10th with 52. Whitford 0 has 48 points in 11th. NGR Tim is 12th with 40 points. Billa 007 is in 13th with 32. Cam 123 Days is 14th with 21. Suzuki RMZ is 15th with 18. The Les is 16th with 13. I think that's the lag of Edu potentially rejoining the session. Yes, there he is. Have a look at NGR Ginge there on the grass. And in the wall, we a restart for that qualifying lap for him, as that is Omega has set a time of 2 minutes 21.4. So the Les is 16th on 13, Caesar at 32, joins him on 13. The Hon GWBL is 18th with 8, as is Ben Sully 2000, and JRB WD66 is 20th with just 6 points. So we're trying to get a few times in here. Omega's still quicker so far. The Les there with a damaged front end with a 224.3. Inford 0 has a 229.8 so far. Right then, apologies for that. Yeah, so Whitford Zero has a 229.8. Shockshaft has shocked this one so far with a 221.405. 0.031 ahead of Omega there. Now this round is a fixed car round. Everyone using the Sierra Cosworth. And yeah, I'm not too envious of it, to be honest. Really not envious about driving these things because they are very tail happy, and going over crest will not be very pleasing, I can assure you of that. As we watch NXTGEN trying to lay the power down. Comes up across the line and he goes third quickest with a 222.224. So good stuff there. Now, got through a few statistics early on today about this championship, which is very interesting because it didn't actually start becoming a Group A championship until Season 6. Season 3, 4 and 5 of this championship were fixed car championships. Season 3 won by RSGM 77, that was a Ford Sierra only. Season 4 by Omega in a BMW only. Then Mid's Finest Lee in the BMW only championship for Season 5. Then ever since there, Season 6 was Jack TM53. Then he defended the title in Season 7, whilst NXTGEN took it away from him in Season 8. Jack TM53 then took it in Season 9, that was all on Project Cars 1, as Ginge goes straight into the wall there. That will not be helpful for his time. There's Lee W07. Then Season 10, the first season on PC2, Scooby G won the Group A Tours, meaning he's currently defending champion. He is sat second in the championship. There's a bit of a wiggle there for Lee W in the blue number 32 car. Tim, I don't know whether he's letting someone through, whether he genuinely lost the back end there to the inside of the wall. There is Scooby G, chucking it into the left hand of them. As we go down through the S's. He flashes lights as he comes down to the Forest's elbow, and that's good getting out of the way. I think there's Green Tim. Down the Conrod goes Scooby G. Now surely he's going to be a favourite coming into here, being that he is one of the only ones that have picked the Sierra Cosworth for the free choice events. So he does have a lot of experience in that Ford. He lets the back end get a bit loose. Back end steps out. He goes wide, and that is lap time invalidated. And potentially the next one invalidated as well due to Project Cars penalty systems. So pole position wise, Jack Team 53 has the most of in history on this series. Scooby G, who we're watching now, has a total of 9 pole positions. However, I don't know who took pole position in the last couple. And Scooby G lets someone through, so obviously, yeah, that has potentially cancelled his next lap as well, which is very frustrating as a driver. It now means he's only got one lap now left to do something about it. As NGR Fraser now takes the provisional pole position, and he looks to be not going anywhere else, potentially. So 2:19.599, the current top spot. There is Slider Gas in the number 66 car. stick you on a... see if we can find someone about to start a lap, shall we? Here we go, WRT Edu STM, or Edu for short. Comes down to Hell. Through Hell and down the mountain straight. At 140 miles an hour. Can he touch 150? 148 before he brakes into Griffin's. Oh, the rear's really lighting up there, coming out of Griffin's. And up towards the cutting. Flick left into a hairpin left at tightens, and that's a very wide line from Edu. Down through Reed Park. Right, flick right again. Less throttle, going through it up there, through the Frog Hollow. Down to Solomon Park. Yeah, not like, the car doesn't like it through there, especially on that curve. Down to McPhillamy Park. So he's gone wide, up towards the skyline. And into the S as we go. Right, left, then right. Into the Dipper. Come out of the Dipper and down towards Forest's Elbow. Then the back end kick out a little bit to get the front end to turn in. And then down this massive Conrod straight. What sort of speed is he going to get to down the Conrod? There's already 150 in a old Group A touring car. Hits 166 where he hits the brakes into the chase. He's going to have one more attempt at this as he now comes down towards Murray's, the final corner of the lap. Bit sideways through Murray's, up towards the line. What's he done? A 220.1, so enough for him to get up into 4th. And that was 3.84 miles of Edu's driving there. Jack TM53 Snots is in the wall and also in 2nd place right now with a 219.2. Fraser's back out, looking to complete one more lap, but Omega is currently now leading by 1.7 seconds. His advantage. Oh, he likes to rag the engine and into the wall. Big crash there through Reed Park, and that is, yeah, straight back to the pits because that is in a very dangerous position. Ginger spun on his final attempt. Straight into the pits for him then. And Ginge couldn't even get it into the pit lane without crashing into the barriers. Though I would suggest he is not using any ABS. There's Slider Gas going through the chase. Who is that going? Which is the bottom man. Scooby G crosses the line, goes 4th fastest with a 219.7. There's Jack. Here comes Shock Shaft through the chase. Slider Gas crosses the line. He finishes in 9th place. Shock Shaft comes towards the final corner at Murray's. Comes across the line. Doesn't go any faster, stays in 6th. Now Jack, with only one headlight on right now, crosses the line. Doesn't improve, stays 2nd place. And there's Edu, getting a few practice starts in. Very, very cheeky man, proving bit of a whiny old fox here, practicing the starts before the end of the session. So NGR Omega 1984 takes the pole position with a 2:17.4, 1.7 faster than anyone from Jack TM53 Synopsis. NGR Fraser comes third, Scooby G qualifies fourth, Edu fifth, Shockshaft sixth, Whitford is seventh, Ginge eighth, Slidergas 9, the Les 10, Lee W 11, and NGR Tim doesn't set a time and starts at the back. So here we go then. We wait for him to sink in. There's the sinking. Omega. As we go green here at Bathurst for the Group A Tourers. Good start from Jack TM53 Synopsis as he goes through hell into first place. That Scooby has made it up into third, and there's Edu in fourth. As we go down the mountain straight towards Griffins we come. Edu and Scooby having a look on each other as they both have a look at Omega, but Edu's gone up the inside here, maybe a Scooby. No, he backs out of that one. Oh, and trouble behind. That is NGR Ginge having issues through Griffins into the wall on the outside. Drops down now to 9th place. Up towards the top end though, Omega is in second now, starting to break away from Scooby. As that's Omega into the wall through Reed Park, I think that was. To the Frog's Hollow. And in the wall again is Omega. He's having a horrible time through there. And that was Fraser also in the wall. There's the W at the back. Go back up to the front because that's where the action's going to be. Omega gradually closing in on Jack through the mountain section here at Bathurst. Going to the Force Elbow for the first time of 12 laps. Down the Conrod, Jack goes. He stays in the lead so far. A great start from the man from second place on the grid. Scooby G trying to close down now. He's only 0.4 away from Omega. Up towards the chase they come, and Scooby looking to make it nice and neat. A bit wide there from Omega. Down towards Murray's for the first time. All pretty bit stalemate through here. There's Slidergas. There's the Les. He has Ginge behind him for company. As they come down the mountain straight for the second time. But this is starting to get tight now. With the leaders. Omega. Right behind Jack. Jack will be defending right now for a long time in this race if he can't shake Omega. Omega is looking really quick around Bathurst today. Not the best line that from Jack, but not enough room either for Omega. As they go up towards the skyline. To the S is a little bit too much of a cut, and into the barrier goes Jack TM53 Synopsis. Luckily, Omega not being able there to take advantage of that hit, and that's Omega. Round into the wall. Big spin for the championship leader. And that's Edu now past. Fraser looks to go around him as well. From second to fifth maybe, not quite. He's managed to keep Fraser behind him, but with that slipstream down the Conrod straight. You got to look at Fraser potentially having a look into the chase here against Omega. He's looking around the outside of the right hand already. He knows Omega's there for the taking. But then Edu's right there as well. But this is fantastic for the second place man in the championship. Scooby, as has Edu off the road at the chase. He's gone wide. That allows Omega straight back up into third place then. As we look for the battle for third right now. Fraser on the back of Omega, not letting him get away. They hit the brakes into hell. A little bit wide that from Fraser, won't help him on the exit here. Jack is now 1.5 up the road from Scooby. Sliding out has Whitford behind him. Go through Griffins then. And a mistake I think from Jack here. He's lost about 0.4 of a second now to Scooby. So maybe he's hit the wall somewhere. Omega still has Fraser right behind him, and that's into the wall for Omega, keeping Fraser on his tail. Big pressure for the championship leader right now. And that's Ipinoco. Oh my word, he has a big slide through that left-hander. And he's off before the skyline. He's in the gravel. That's Fraser pass then into the S's. Where's Edu? Still a bit further behind. As Edu completely cuts the S's there. And he spins it in the dipper. Edu spun it through the dipper. That's not what he was looking for. Being in that tight battle for third place. I go to the lead though, and Scooby G is only 0.3 behind Jack. Through the Conrod we go, and down towards the chase. A bit wide that from Jack, and Scooby G, what I would consider to be the favourite for this race, having the most experience in my opinion. With that Ford Sierra. It's now all over the back of Jack. Jack's trying to square the corners up a little bit more to lay down the power, but he's run over the curb there, and that could allow Scooby a little bit of a sniff down towards Griffins maybe. But the slipstream not really taking effect right now. Down to Griffins they come. Still a bit stalemate through there though. There's Whitford ahead of Slider Gas now, so he's made the move. And now Slider Gas will be looking to get that back, and they have to be careful because Edu will be coming up behind them, and that's in the wall for Slider Gas. Into the cutting. Out of the cutting they go. Up through Reed Park and Frog Hollow they come. That's in the wall that for Whitford. That's going to allow Slider Gas back through up into 5th place, and in the wall again goes Whitford. He can't. Once it goes around here, you cannot get it back for a while. That ruins that battle. The Les has Ginge behind him. In those two Zippenol cars. As they come up to the skyline for the 4th time of 12. Different line that from Ginge. And that is Ginge. Oh. In the wall at the S's. having a bit of a horror show tonight is Ginge in that Ford. Not liking it one bit. And Lee W is in the wall. That also at the S's and the Dipper. There's shock shaft right in front of him. Back to the front though. And we're starting to gain a bit of a train for the lead. Jack TM53 leads across after lap number 4. With Scooby behind him and Fraser behind that. And Omega will be looking to join this fight as Fraser looks up the inside. Can't quite get the move done. Fantastic little bit of driving that from these boys. Down towards Griffin they come, on board with Fraser. They all hit the brakes into this right-hander. Fraser tucks in a little bit tighter, looking to get a bit of a quicker line. The rear end lights up a bit. Fraser a little bit more careful into the cutting. Towards Reed Park. Through Frog Hollow. Down the hill we come. Bit wide that for Fraser. That's going to let Omega catch back up to him. Coming up towards the skyline from McPhillamy Park. Through the S's they go. There's your leading quartet there. Oh God, apologies for that one. Boy, D. Anyway, back to the race. The Conrod straight they come. NGR Scooby has a good run onto the Conrod, constantly closing in with that slipstream. He looks to the inside of the right hander, which will give Jack the inside for the chase. Doesn't go for it though. Can't quite get the overlap as they come into the chase. A bit wide there from Jack, but sticks the car where it is. Scooby still can't go first. Oh, and there's contact behind. I think Scooby G just got held up behind Jack, and Fraser wasn't expecting it. And a bit of contact sends them both wide at the exit of the chase, allowing Omega now to get up into second place. Not what Scooby was looking for. Through. There's Whitford back in front with Slider Gas now for 5th place. I think Edu's had another incident with himself somewhere across the line. Back up to the leading quartet though. Even though Fraser has dropped off a bit after that incident. Now this race does go into the dark. They will be finishing this race in the dark. So if I was Jack, I'd start putting some lights on, son. You might need them. Up the hill they come, and oh, in the wall is Jack. I don't know where he got a bit of helping hand, but he can't stop him from going back to the inside. Oh, and he collects Scooby G on the way in. Edu's now disconnected, unfortunately. So we're down to 11 competitors. I don't know whether Omega gave a bit of a tapping hand in Jack's undoing there, but it means Jack now goes down to 3rd. With the top 2 in the championship table, now the top 2 on track in specific order. But that's Omega into the wall after the dipping, after the dipper, and into the forest elbow they come. Half a second the gap coming out of the forest elbow. Down the hill for the Conrod. Go on, Scooby trying some good old-fashioned flashing there. You hear the brakes for the chase. Into the chase they come. This will mark the halfway point of the race. Oh, a bit sideways up for Jack, and that allows NGR Fraser to get back up into the podium positions now. Will apologise, you'll be a bit silent for about half a minute, hopefully only. Do apologies for that. Illnesses for commentators, not very nice. As we get back to the racing then, Omega still leads as we're now down to 10 cars. That's like NGR Tim or something has retired. There's Ginge. Yeah, I believe NGR Tim has become a retirement of this session. And Scooby G is back past Omega for the lead. Interesting turn of events then with Scooby G now leading the field. Down the Conrod for the 7th time tonight. And the hill, then back up. Scooby G enables stealth mode down the Conrod. Up towards the chase they come, hit the brakes hard, into the left. Nice and tight from both of the leaders. Almost identical lines. They come down to Murray's. Omega's turning it a little bit earlier, but I think Scooby just gets a little bit of better exit, squaring that corner up. Should allow Fraser a potential opportunity, maybe down Mountain Straight. Go down Mountain Straight now, and that is Fraser right on the bumper. Of Omega. Omega looks round the outside of Scooby down towards Griffin's. They both hit the brakes, and that is Omega through. What a move, but into the wall maybe. Yes, into the wall. And that is Omega from the lead to 3rd in one corner. And that is now Fraser into the wall of the cutting, but luckily Omega's not there to capitalise on that, so Scooby G still leads with now 8/10 of a gap to Fraser, and then Omega. Oh, interesting like that from Omega. Oh, and a bit sideways over that crest. Like I say, the back end of the Sierra, not a very nice animal. And that is Omega now cutting the circuit. Back end obviously getting a bit too loose. Nothing he could do about it. Slows down to avoid that penalty. Down the Conrod they come then. Les and has now got past Slider Gas, so Slider Gas has some issues, and that is a cut corner for Slider Gas 28. Not what he was looking for, I can tell you that. So as they come down now through the Conrod for Slider Gas for the 8th time tonight. The leaders have closed back up again. 3/10 the gap across the line. NGR Fraser be looking for another win this season. Down mountain straight as we start the last third of this race. Hit the brakes into the Griffins. Up towards the cutting they come for the 9th time. Oh, and sideways into the hairpin is Scooby G, but that might set him up lovely for turning. Fantastic bit of driving there from the reigning champion. Scooby G then has made up ground through this mountainous section so far, as they head towards the skyline and into the S as they come. There's another 72 car. Big sideways moment and a spin for Fraser. Through the dipper Fraser goes, and that is going to be collection point A for Jack TM53 Synopsis, and a big spin for Fraser again. Nowhere for Jack. Oh god, here we go. Collection point B. No, not quite. Very unlucky for Fraser and Jack together. Jack had nowhere to go through there. And straight towards the T-bone of Fraser. That was a big accident as well for Fraser. Back to the front, and Scooby G now has a grand gap of 2.7 to his current championship rival, the man who's leading the championship, Omega. There's Jack TM53 Synopsis, currently in 3rd. Whitford Zero is in 4th with NGR Fraser after that big accident. I think he's spun again. Yes, he has. He's managed to spin halfway down the straight. I think he's come out of the chase. Might have clipped the grass there. Had a massive tank slapper for him to spin there. That's a fair play to Fraser. Very Conor McRae attitude there. Win it or bin it. He's definitely binned it tonight. There goes Scooby G in the lead. You want to take as many points out of his rival as he can. I mean, he is currently 28 behind his rival. Only going to be taking out 3 from race, and I think Omega will get 1 for pole, so only the 2 points from here for Scooby. So 26 will be playing for in round 11. So Omega could win the championship next time out, if the results stay the way they are. Obviously, changes can happen. And there's Jack TM53 Synopsis. I believe there's a grand total of 44 points available left after this round. Whitford Zero there in a happy place in 4th with the Les now 5th. And he's going to have slider gas for company for that battle for 5th, and that is the Les in the wall through the forest elbow, and slider gas gets back into the top 5. Gotta be careful though, because Fraser is there beginning to hunt them down. Comes Ginge into the forest elbow with Shock Shaft not far behind him. And Lead W07 rounding out the current running competitors. He has lost a lot of time. He's a lap down right now. But Scooby G is on the penultimate lap now of Bathurst. So, a quick look at the fastest lap so far. Goes to Omega, no it doesn't, it goes to NGR Fraser with a 2:18.1. Currently fastest lap is the man sat in 7th place. This man in number 72 machine. Comes down towards Griffins for his 11th time. Was the leader. Starts to go through the S's and through the dipper. Slowly gas in the wall there. Now the Les has Fraser coming up behind him, whilst the battle for 8th isn't over yet. Ginger and Shockshaft as they're coming through Griffins and up towards the cutting. We'll be having a nice little battle there for that top 8 position. Flick it through the right-hander over the hill. There's the Les. So yeah, it's not too far ahead of him either. There's Fraser. Shockshaft has got past NGR Ginge. So a mistake by the scenes of it from NGR Ginge has cost him that 8th place so far. There's Les going through the Forest Elbow. Trying to run away from Fraser. It's all going pretty stalemate right now as we come to the end of this race. But Shockshaft looks to have made a mistake somewhere. Ginge into the wall at Forest Elbow. Not liking this track at all, is he? Scooby G has lapped. No, there is Lee there, about to be lapped by the final 2 competitors that are still currently on the lead lap. There's your leader. But here's a battle. Deleuze and Fraser come on to lap number 12. Merely 2/10 apart from each other. Different lines from each other through hell. Fraser looks to have got a better run there. He's not out. He starts closing in now. Let's get out toward Griffins. Fraser looks to have forced Les onto a defensive lines, Griffins. Oh, that's an interesting line for Fraser. The back end almost didn't like that. Up towards the cutting we go. Clip the wall that for Fraser on the inside. And I think Jack's had a bit of an issue through the mountain ranges. Oh, Whitford's definitely had an issue. He spun it through the S's there. Back to Fraser and the Les. Fraser's not going to go around the outside of there, I can tell you that much. But we're going to have to depart this battle because this man has made a mistake, a very minor mistake. He comes in to Murray's for the final time tonight in his Ford Sierra Cosworth. The winner of Bathurst, it's NGR Scooby G in his normally picked car for the Group A's. Wins Bathurst from Omega 1984. Jack, TM53 Snorts with no lights on his car. Comes home. Oh, there is his lights. He's finally using them. Home a happy 3rd there for Jack. Whitford 0. Comes home 4th after a scary bit of accident through the mountain ranges going sideways. Here comes Slide Gas. He'll come home in 5th. So he didn't spin it here. Melez, though, looks to have kept Fraser behind to come home in 6th place. There's Slider Gas. He's happy with that result. The Les will be happy with that result. Fraser, running so high up early on, couldn't quite get it done. Shock shaft. Through Murray's. And across the line. For 8th place, a fantastic bit of racing there. It is this man, NXTGEN. And Lee W spun it. Ginge comes home a happy 9th after a disastrous race, really, for him. Lee W won't even finish. So your finished results are as follows. Scooby G takes the win here at Bathurst from Omega. Jack comes 3rd, Whitford 4th, Slidergas 5th. Les is 6th, Fraser 7th, Shockshaft is 8th, Ginge is 9th, Lee W rounds out your top 10 and final classified finisher. Tim retired on lap 4 and Edu disconnected from the race. The next round of the championship, round 11, will be from Alton Park Foster. Excuse me. That round will be a free choice event, so whatever car they picked at the start of the season, they have to use that one round there. Should be a crack around the Foster circuit, a very short circuit. Many mistakes can be made. But from us here at the Group A Tours, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Now, if you stay with the channel for, give it about another 5 minutes, the next racing, the modern touring cars, will have a separate stream. So that will be on the channel next in about 5 to 10 minutes. But thank you for joining the Group A Tours. I hope you've enjoyed the racing, because that was a fantastic race around Bathurst. And from me and the Group A drivers, we hope to see you next time at Alton Park Fosters.